The Hassan Maths channel. I'm now answering question number 2 from the October-November 2022 paper 3, variant 3 of Pure Mathematics 3 from the Cambridge 9709 board. And this question here is about binomial expansion. And a lot of the students who did this question, they didn't know what to do. Right, this because it's a bit different from the normal question. It's not just a normal bracket that you have power to. You have to do a bit more here, so a bit more challenging. And so I'm going to go through this paper or this question now and make sure that you'll understand what's going on. So we want to find the square root of 1 plus 2x over 1 minus 2x. And we have to express it in ascending powers of x. We have to expand this in ascending powers of x up to including the term in x squared and simplifying the coefficients. So how on earth are we going to do this? Well, we have to remember our laws of surds. We know that the square root of a bracket like or fraction like this can be expressed as the square root of the numerator over the square root of the denominator. Okay, and we know that the square root of something can be expressed as that thing to the power of a half. So this is like a to the power of a half over b to the power of a half. And if I want to write that as a product, I can write that as a to the power of a half times b to the power of negative a half. Now that's what we want to do to this, because then we can then find out what this is, expand this up to x squared, expand this up to x squared, and then multiply those two expressions with each other, and we've got our expansion. So that's the main kind of path we're going to take. So this is what we have to understand about the rules of surds in order to rewrite this in a form that we can then expand and then multiply them together to give us our answer. So this can be written as basically 1 plus 2x to the power of a half multiplied by 1 minus 2x to the power of negative a half. Okay, from these rules here. All right, so now I'm going to expand 1 plus 2x to the power of a half. I'm going to expand that up to including the term in x squared. And if you remember, we need to use a formula, 1 plus nx plus n times n minus 1 times x squared, and so on. So the formula is in the formula sheet, but after a little practice, you should be fine with it. So basically, it has to say 1 here. The important thing is it must say 1 in this place here. If there's any other number, you've got to take it out and deal with it. But in this case, it's fine. It's 1, and even the second one is a 1 there, so we can just go ahead and straight away do the expansion. So we're going to have 1 plus nx. N is the power, so it's going to be a half, and x is whatever's in this position, including its sign. So it's positive 2x. Plus, and then we're going to do n times n minus 1, so it's going to be a half times a half minus 1, which is negative a half, over 2 factorial, times x squared. X means this term over here, so it's going to be 2x all squared. And we can stop there, because we only want to have our answer up to and including the terms in x squared. So no need to go any further than that. So we can simplify this. You have 1 plus a half x times 2x is x, plus, if we deal with all this outside here, you're going to have negative, so it's going to be minus in the end. I'll just get rid of this plus now. It's going to be minus, because you're going to have positive times negative is negative. The whole thing is going to be negative. Then you have a half times a half over 2. 2 factorial is just 2 times 1, which is 2. That's going to be 1 over 8 times 4x squared, which will give us 1 plus x minus a half x squared. Okay, 2 squared. 2 squared is 4. And this is going to give you 8. So that's going to be our expansion of 1 plus 2x to the power of a half. Now we've got to do the same thing for 1 minus 2x to the power of negative a half. So we have 1 plus, we're going to have minus a half times, that's nx, minus a half times minus 2x, that's nx, plus, you're going to have minus a half times, so n times n minus 1. N minus 1, you're going to do minus a half minus 1, which is minus 3 over 2, over 2 factorial, times, and you're going to have minus 2x all squared. As always, this term included the sign. So in this case, it would be minus 2x. So you're going to have 1, and you're going to have minus a half times minus 2x is going to be plus x. And here you're going to end up with, this is going to become positive again, because you have minus times minus, which is plus. This minus something squared is going to be positive, so the whole term is going to be positive. You're going to have 3 over 8, because you have 2 times 2 times 2 in the denominator, and you're going to have times 4x squared, positive 4x squared. Okay, so this will give us 1 plus x, and this will cancel with this, plus 3 over 2x squared. So now, when we do 1 plus 2x to the power of a half times 1 minus 2x to the power of negative a half, we basically have this times this, which is 1 plus x minus a half x squared times 1 plus x plus 3 over 2x squared. Okay, so now I need to expand this, and I need to only concern myself with the terms up to and including the term in x squared. So when I expand this, I have 1 times 1, which is fine, 1 times x, which is x, and 1 times 3 over 2x squared, which is 3 over 2x squared. Then I have x times 1, which is also x. Then I have x times x, which is x squared. And if I continue, I don't need that term. So no need to write it down. I don't need to write 3 over 2x cubed, because we're only concerned with terms up to including the term in x squared. Okay, now I'm going to turn to the negative a half x squared and multiply it with this bracket. So you have negative a half x squared, and that's where I stop, because the next term will be cubed, the next term will be to the power 4. No need in wasting any time by expanding the rest of it. So now I need to simplify this. My constant here is 1. I have x plus x, which is 2x. Then I have 3 over 2x squared minus a half x squared, which is 1x squared, plus another x squared, that's going to be plus 2x squared. And there's the answer. Okay, that's it. Simple as that. Right? So it's not really that difficult a question. All right. Many of the students who did this question, they didn't know what to do. Some of them wrote it like this, as 1 plus 2x to the power of a half over 1 minus 2x to the power of negative half. But they didn't think about writing this on top and then multiplying them together. So it's something that you need to work on these kind of special cases. All right. So that is the answer to this question. Any other questions from this particular paper can be found in the playlist that will appear in this part of the video, this part of the screen at the end of the video. Other questions from the topic of binomial expansion from P3 of Cambridge can be found in the playlist that will appear in this section over here. You can watch my Edexcel binomial expansions from P4 over here, which is very similar kind of content. And you can subscribe to my channel by clicking on this link. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.